everybody. Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and today we are joined with everybody's favorite Bayern fan, and that is...
I know. There's depression in the room, man. I'm telling you, these bumblebees stung me hard, man. They killed me. They got to me. But yeah, this is the Bundesliga recap, and it's been an eventful weekend. That's to say the very least. Actually, no, I'm kidding. It's been 1-1 draws all over the place. Seriously though.
Yeah. So me and George have done a few videos now, a couple on his channel, now a couple on mine, and for some reason you guys like when we work together. You guys like when George insults me and when I tear up a little bit. So we're gonna keep rolling it out here, and we thought we would just kind of take a look at the end of the weekend, some of the results, and me and him would talk about it back and forth. Obviously talk about our points with our clubs and see some other surprise results around the league. So George, you want to get started with one of the games?
First of all, I need to make sure Okay, cool. So, I mean, there were some pretty weird results, I'd say. Starting with Mainz Leverkusen, I mean, they won 1-0. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this game.
I watched a bit of that game. And Leverkusen going in obviously was 0 wins, 0 losses, but 3 draws. So I think this was a pretty big win for them because their season got off to, in my opinion, a pretty slow start. It wasn't by any means convincing, but they got the job done in a very...
Right. All right, we'll get to the big boys soon, but Schalke, Union Berlin, that was I thought Schalke would probably get absolutely thrown back into the coal mines, deeper down the, sites of relegation, but they actually ended up getting a 1-1 draw, which for them is actually ironically a very good result. But I mean, do you see Schalke going down right now? Because they are definitely mining right now. They're mining that relegation spot.
It's tough. I mean, after the games already that have been played, I mean, we're 4 games in, and at the beginning, a lot of people were saying like Schalke were pretty heavy favorites for relegation. I thought that they would be a little bit better. They got pumped by Bayern, and honestly,
he said pumped. Oh my goodness, that's a funny word. Pumped.
But
they did.
I think they're heavy favorites to go down right now.
I watched the game versus Leipzig. Leipzig should have scored more than Bayern did. They were just creating chances for fun. And that Schalke defense, especially with what's his name, Sané, the defender, he got injured, and Leipzig just toyed with that defense. I think they will be going down. It's going to be really funny, but I mean, you've mentioned it like a billion times. You don't actually want Schalke to go down because of the whole rivalry thing. It's fun.
And I did, but then I made a tweet because I didn't want to see him go down because it takes away.
I couldn't read the tweet. I'm not on Twitter, so I'm missing out.
Well, there was some chance when Makuku played them in the lower leagues, and they were racist fans. So I got a little heated and said I hope they get relegated. But anyway.
Right. I mean, yeah, what I saw or what I read was pretty weird. I don't think we should be condoning what. I mean, look, Mukoko's a grown man. He's about 35 years old, but I'm sure he can take it. I mean, he took it very maturely, and I'm starting to question whether or not he's a 15-year-old because he took that a little bit too well. I would have started slapping people up. My goodness, I would be running into the stands and showing them my powerful muscles. But I'm telling you, man. What Schalke, it was definitely weird, and I mean, it gives you a little bit of a dislike for their club, and I guess all fans aren't the same. So yeah, that's the thing with Schalke. But 1-1, I mean, I'm looking at some, Mönchengladbach. They've been you love to spank them, Dortmund, and we ironically love to lose to them. 2-1, red card, I don't know. We love those type of results against Gladbach, but they're crap right now. That's to say the very least. 1 win in like their last four games, and they were a top 4 team last season. What are you thinking about them?
And I was surprised when I did my predictions video. I think I put them in fifth place finish. A lot of people have said you're crazy. They're a top 3 club for sure. And
I thought so too.
And I thought I was gonna get proven wrong, but I watched that Wolfsburg game, and I think Gladbach got lucky to get a point. To be honest, they're just something's not clicking with them, and Rose need to figure it out quickly because I think that's 1-2-1 after the first 4 games for a team that should be in the top 3 is
right. I mean, Marco Rose definitely much better than Lucien Favre, and I'm just saying it. Like, I think it's pretty crazy what went through with Gladbach because they didn't really strengthen this summer. I mean, I would have thought, getting into the Champions League, even though the COVID thing, everything was affected, the financial implications of that. But I would have expected them to at least spend some money and strengthen.
But saying that though, looking at like their biggest rivals, which I would look at would be like the Leipzigs and the Leverkusens. Both of those two clubs took big hits. Now Leipzig did approach better, but Gladbach just kind of stayed.
I wonder why. They just sold more Red Bull. I mean, everyone was at home. They needed more energy. I mean, all these dads, they had their kids tiring them out. They bought more Red Bull. Leipzig got more money. That's pretty much why they spent $1 billion. They actually spent so much money. I'm telling you, they bought Kluivert, they bought Surlock. They lost like one player and decided to snap. They turned into Goku. Leipzig are crazy, man. They're going to ruin this league. They're buying the league. Ironic, George. Ironic. You're a Bayern fan. Why would you say they're buying? All right. I'm sure none of us care about Freiburg versus Werder Bremen. I mean, Freiburg are always going to look like they're a better team than they are, and then they'll end up in 8th, and they'll look like they could have been in Europe, but then they won't be. And then if they were in Europe, they would lose in the knockout rounds. I mean, I don't think I should care about this performance.
Give a little credit to Bremen, because a lot of people had them going down this year, and they got off to a decent start. 2-1-1 after the shit show of a season they had last year.
No. They're going down.
You think they're going down?
Oh my God, 7 points. I thought that was a good result. Oh, you're telling me a draw was that's 7. I mean, okay, they're doing better than I expected.
Yeah.
I didn't really see them do too much business, but that's pretty cool that they're actually still doing it. I mean, we'll get to more fun fixtures, but hey, what do you think about Hertha Berlin, man? They lost.
That was
goodness.
For me, that's the surprise result of the weekend.
Hey.
I put Hertha down in my predictions video in like 9th, and a lot of people again were telling me no way, that they're Europa League bound.
Yeah.
I don't know what Leipzig is doing, but they're not clicking.
2 shots on target, 2 goals. I mean, that's some Diego Simeone things right there. I mean, just get 2 shots and the opposition has all these shots in possession. Yeah, it looks like they just were clinical and Hertha weren't, because they're a good team. I mean, you look at them. Cunha, he's definitely better than Sancho. Jordan Cordoba, better than Haaland. I mean, you're looking at this team, and Tossad, definitely better than whoever the hell you have in midfield. I'm looking at this team. They should be performing better than they are right now, realistically speaking. I don't know why they're actually underperforming, because I made them 4th, man. I put them 4th. I thought Hertha Berlin, and look what they did to us. How come they performed like that against us, but couldn't do it against Stuttgart? That's what confuses me.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that game, but looking at the result was definitely a surprise. But yeah. I mean, you're right. You pointed out, like, obviously we're the dominant team, but didn't put the ball in the back of the net, and they'll bite you.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. Okay, we'll get to more fun results. I don't think any of us care about Cologne and Eintracht Frankfurt. Frankfurt, as far as I'm concerned, can get relegated. I mean, they pretty much saved our entire season, but they also gave us Niko Kovac. They also beat us 5-1, even though that kind of saved us. But I still remain salty. They beat the way they gave us Kovac and then beat him and then sacked. It was crazy to me. So they can go to relegation hell. So I'm telling you though, the top 3 teams, Dortmund, Leipzig, Bayern, all won. So the title race is it's heating up, and then it's usually going to cool down, and then everyone's going to call it a farmers league at the end. But yeah, we always get so excited. It's going to be a tough title. Bayern versus Arminia Bielefeld. We beat them 4-1. I mean, as a Bayern fan, that's it was a perfect performance before you go play terrorist in Madrid, right? It was a perfect game because we had the ball, and then we just put Lewandowski, Muller was involved. The thing is, he was involved in every single goal. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah, I watched that game, and it was kind of sad to see.
What do you mean it was sad to see? I mean, that's a typical result. You should be expecting Bayern to win that. You shouldn't be expecting a newly promoted side who will get relegated, bottom 18. I predicted it. It will happen. They're not a surprise package. They're as much of a surprise package as getting socks on Christmas. They're not going to be a surprise this season. But I don't think they'll be. They didn't really do anything.
I agree. I mean, again, with COVID, I don't think their squad looked the strongest coming in. They didn't pick up anybody, and in that game is like someone who's at the top of the table versus someone who's at the bottom, and they just kind of had a heyday. Who got the red card in the Bayern game, by the way?
It was Tolisso. Yeah. It was discrimination against Bayern. He went in, perfect tackle, feeling like Arturo Vidal versus Real Madrid in 2017. Perfect tackle, gets sent off. It was no. He took someone out last man. So
Deserved red.
Yeah, it was a deserved red,
Do
but
you-
it wasn't a deserved red. It was Bayern discrimination at it again.
You gotta love it.
It was very detrimental. Okay, we get to Leipzig, and then we'll talk about Dortmund last, because last place deserves to be last. So for me, what Leipzig did against Augsburg is what Bayern would usually do, right? Augsburg are a very tough team. You look at what Augsburg do every season, and for me, they just usually never get relegated. But so it's one of those tough games that you have to win if you're away from home and if you're in a title race. And they went and dominated it from 0 to 90 minutes.
Absolutely. And Augsburg's one who's going to bite me in the butt because I never liked playing them. And I actually picked them, I believe, in a relegation spot. I got ripped apart for it. And then they went ahead and they beat us 2-0 with those 2 banks of 4. But like you said, I mean, Leipzig picked them apart. They dominated them in possession.
And they had their second team out.
Yeah, they didn't even start.
Look at this. They didn't have Surloff. Konate was on. I mean, they're getting players fit. They didn't have Justin Kluivert starting. They didn't have their main striker starting. They didn't have their Huang Chi-chan. They didn't have him. They didn't have Yusuf Post. They didn't really have their first team.
They played Forsberg.
Benjamin Hendricks was in midfield.
I know, I saw that. Yeah, Hendricks can play in the center mid position, but like that's not his natural position. And Forsberg was playing as a false 9, but Dani Olmo took the show, had a couple nice assists. Angelino, a little 5'0" guy, gets a header goal. It's just complete domination and deserved.
Exactly. I mean, they created the better chances too, so I wasn't really surprised to see them win.
No.
So yeah, I mean, look, the RB Leipzig fans, all 15 of them, RB Leipzig. I mean, they're going to be absolutely ecstatic to hear that. Okay. Well, I guess we got to talk about this one. You know what? I'm going to be honest. This was a very good result because it's Hoffenheim away. I guess it's not for everyone. Bayern lost 4-1. It was very devastating. I wanted to cry, and yeah, I think this was a very good performance. Sancho, I don't think he played. I'm not really sure if he started. But look, to be fair, you didn't have your first team. You didn't have Jude Bellingham, Rafael Guerrero. You didn't have Haaland. And I know Dortmund fans would probably complain that, we didn't score 50 goals. But you have to realize you're playing against a better manager in Sebastian Hoeneß. You're playing against a better team. And if you want to be in a title race, Hoffenheim, you don't lose that. But if you want to be in a top 4 race like Dortmund, you want to win that game.
All right. Well, let's just grab George's opinion and slide it a little bit to the side, and we'll dive down a little bit more. No, it was, like you said, it was an absolutely fantastic result. They didn't start. I was a little questionable when I saw the lineup. They didn't start any of the players who I personally would have, but it worked out. Fabre managed that game perfectly. I'm very critical when he makes subs. The game was dead. So, I mean, a lot of people who were on the watch along were saying this game is boring. It was. There wasn't a lot of chance.
That's what you need. You need these boring games. You don't have to play, attractive football every week. I mean, Hoffenheim fans would know that. I mean, they play better football than Dortmund. But you don't have to play attractive football every second. I need to stop this.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It was a boring game.
Yeah, but he made the subs at the right time. He brought on Haaland, he brought on Royce, and they made the total difference. And Royce got the goal from Haaland, and they looked decently comfortable after that. Because I wasn't exactly sure how this game was going to go. We didn't have any good luck we didn't take a single point from Hoffenheim last year. It wasn't in our favor.
We beat them 6-0. I mean, there are levels to this.
Yeah, but they were missing Kramich. That helped us. Don't get me wrong. But like we said, Dortmund didn't start their strongest 11. I just think that's a huge. Right. And now they got some rested players going to the Champions League.
I mean, you're speaking like you didn't just beat Wi-Fi passwords. I mean, I've never heard of these players.
Okay, after the 4-1 win, you didn't learn any of these guys' names?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you're right. So, I mean, oh, my goodness. You just took off the entire left side. You took off Piszczek, Thomas, the horse Meunier. I mean, I guess he was riding Sancho back from the game because Jadon Sancho wasn't there. He was feeling like Joe from Family Guy, handicapped in the game. He wasn't really doing much. Look, that's the thing with Sancho. He kind of ghosts those types of games where he's really needed. And that's why Alphonso Davies should win the Golden Boy Award. And for me, why is Chan playing center back? Do you not produce any center? Why do you never buy center backs?
He is playing well. I gave Chan credit, man. Him and Hummels are finding a little bit of a partnership right now at the back. That 3-back system is working. And Piszczek actually got injured early in the game. And Delaney was playing on the left-hand side. So you saw in 3-back, you saw Delaney, Hummels, Chan. So 2 natural CDMs playing as our center backs. That's how depleted we are at the back.
Right. I mean, that's impressive that you were able to do that. It must be very hard. I mean, we have a surplus of center backs. I mean, Alaba would literally be one of your best defenders. Yeah. And that's crazy.
The versatility, it definitely comes in handy.
Yeah, just give him the 20 million a year he wants. I don't think you can afford 20 million a year, but just give it to him. He'll come over, I'm sure. But yeah, I think that's it for the recap. I have some things to go do. I have to go cry and be depressed and yeah, it's fine though. But yeah, but all right, cool. I mean, it's a crazy weekend because you're going into the Champions League. That's a good result for Leipzig, Bayern. Not Gladbach, though, the top 4 teams, because then you're going to have to play Real Madrid for Mönchengladbach, and you're already on 1 billion losses. And then you're playing Lazio, who are a bigger club. And then it's just crazy. So, yeah. I think, well, to be fair, like I said, it's a good result for every single top 4 team.
So what was your surprise result of the weekend? And what was your most impressive result of the weekend?
I'm surprised Schalke didn't get absolutely destroyed. Yeah, they 1-1. I was reading tweets. I'm gonna miss it. No, seriously, I was reading tweets and I was like, damn. Everyone, I thought they lost. I didn't actually watch the game, nor did I know the result before this. But that was surprising that they didn't lose.
Your most impressive result of the weekend?
I think Bayern. No, Leipzig, because I watched that game from 0 to 90 minutes. I think I was watching it with your watch along. I have like 4 monitors, 1 billion, a phone. 2 months, yeah. So it's pretty convenient, but just what they did. I mean, if you want to be in a title race like Dortmund won against Hoffenheim, you have to win those sort of games because that then propels you to, get to higher. I mean, those are the types of points that you usually count up at the end of the season. Then you're like, oh, I'm 4 points ahead, or I'm 2 points behind. And that's how it works.
Absolutely, so, I totally agree. Those Hoffenheim and Augsburg games. For me, my most surprising was the Hertha result. I just looking at the stats and looking at the teams, I was just very surprised and
right.
A little biased, but I watched the whole Dortmund game. I didn't really watch the Leipzig game. I just saw like the highlights. So I'm gonna put that win for Dortmund just because obviously we had such poor around the year. So
that was a good result. All right. Well,
so yeah. If you guys were enjoying this though, and you enjoy me, George, getting together for these little collabs and want to see more of this, definitely let us know in the comments. We will be hopefully doing these and swapping them back and forth on our two channels. So I hope you guys do like it. Let me know what you guys thought about the weekend's results, any surprise ones for you guys, or any impressive results. And until next time, guys, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.